Hello YouTube, and welcome to the first video in a series which may be quite a controversial series, a series of controversial products that I will be reviewing. Well, I don't have the products themselves, but I watched these online, and I'm going to be reviewing some of the BBVs that were produced during the sort of hiatus between 1989 and 2005, and the BBVs are sort of like videos that were released. Some were produced by Nicholas Briggs, and they featured various Doctor Who actors and actresses from Carolle all the way up to Sylvester McCoy and stuff. So there's quite a few of them to watch. I've only watched one, and that was Shakedown, Return of the Sontarans, which is what I'm going to be reviewing today. So basically the plot of this is that the Sontarans sort of attack a solar yacht ship, which is sort of in mid-space, and the Sontarans believe that there is a Rutan on board the solar yacht, and so they want to try and investigate the ship, but of course with them being Sontarans they try to kill everyone, but they sort of join forces with some of the crew on the ship, but because it's the Sontarans, they secretly plot to kill them during the sort of story. The BBVs are sort of spin-offs. They don't I'm not sure if they feature any particular Doctor, because I've only watched one. I don't think they feature any particular Doctor or any official characters. For example, this one featured Carolle and Sophie Aldred, both playing very different characters. I'm not too sure of their names, but yeah, they play. Ace plays a girlfriend, of one of the crew, and Carolle sort of plays this sort of mother type figure, but she's all like full of herself, so that's her character. And there's a couple of other characters as well. There's a Captain Lisa something, and her sort of secondary. A second in command type character, and there's a character called the Engineer who's only in it for about 10 minutes, but it's sort of split over the story. As you know, from the title, the Sontarans return, and they are very different from what we have seen of them before, because they appeared in 4 stories in the classic series, and they look very different. They sort of look like yellow tigers with their makeup and everything. It's a bit weird, and they've got sort of purple, like pinkish purple armour, slightly different from the Poison Sky and the Sontaran Stratagons, the new series Sontarans. This was actually based off a new adventure featuring the 7th Doctor called Shakedown, and it does feature the Sontarans. I've got like 2 new adventures and I haven't even read them yet, but I'll get around to it soon. But I do quite like them in this. I would admit they are better than the ones seen in the Invasion of Time, because in my view they were terrible. But that's not a bad story, but it's just the Sontarans made it bad, I suppose. So I think this was made on a really low budget, as I think a lot of the spin-off BBVs were. And yeah, there's quite a small cast. You got 5 sort of main characters are on the ship. You've got the Sontarans, which I think there's only about 3 or 4. Yeah, you see like a Sontaran mothership at the beginning of the episode, or it's an hour long, and you see, it's roughly an hour long, and you see a Sontaran mothership chasing the solar yacht, and one of the smaller ships attaches itself to the solar yacht. Yeah, Sophie, Aldred and Carolle Ford are quite good in this. They're sort of different. Well, Carolle Ford is very different because she's a lot older by this point, so she's very different to what she played, to how she played Susan. She's more of a feisty, bitchy type of character, and Ace is pretty much, well, Sophie Aldred plays an Ace type character, but she's a girlfriend of this other guy who doesn't really last for very long. He tries to kill one of these Sontarans, and because the Sontarans know that they don't really know how to kill them, because obviously of their probic vent, they would assume that the best way to kill them is through the stomach. So the boyfriend of Sophie Aldred's character does die. So spoilers. There will probably be spoilers in this review. Sophie Aldred's character dies. It's quite a violent story, this. There's a couple of swear words. Well, I don't know if you can class bitch as a swear word, but the way they used it was obviously a swear word. They weren't referencing female dogs, so yeah, the Sontarans are quite brutal, as you would expect. As for you actually, unlike I think what I like about the BBVs is that you can see the Rootans. You can see creatures that you didn't see in the classic series. So, for example, in a BBV called Autumn 3 Awakening, which I was watching the first part of it last night, you actually get to see a nesting consciousness roaming around the rooftops of various buildings, which is quite an interesting thing, really, because I thought you would have never ever have got to see the nesting in the classic era of Doctor Who. So I'm not sure if any of these are canon at all, but who knows? Maybe they are. But yeah, the Sontarans are quite brutal. As for the Rootans, well, I think there's only one Rootan, and if you don't know what a Rootan is, it's basically, you may know that the Sontarans' main enemy, besides the Time Lords or the Doctor or whatever. But the Rootans are in fact shape-shifting aliens, and they can shape-shift into any human form, so it could be a Sontaran or a human or anything like that. So that's quite interesting, and you do get to see a Rootan kind of properly at the end, but I'm not sure if it dies or escapes. Well, most of the Sontarans die, but it's like a final confrontation with the captain, second in command person, and the Sontaran leader, and that's quite a good scene. Special effects wise, they're not the best. They're okay. They do make good use of them. As for the design of the ship, from an exterior point of view, it's alright. Looks decent. It basically looks like a floating yacht, basically. But yes, so really, overall, I'd probably give this Shakedown, Return of the Sontarans, and 6 or 7 out of 10. I quite enjoyed it. It's a bit. It was a good length. It's an hour long, like I said. But overall, it's not bad. I can see why people would think it's rubbish. I think quite a lot of the BBVs are pretty bad. So I mean, I quite enjoyed this one. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for this Shakedown review. I think my next review might be of Downtime. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I shall see you soon for another BBV review. So take care, and bye bye.